Sebastian, Dan, Escape to Explore, hello again.
Yeah, welcome back to our channel. This video is our top tips to travel Colombia. We quit our jobs to travel and we're going to be traveling for the next year and a half, 2 years. And Colombia was our first destination.
We spent there 2 months.
2 months and it's incredible. I don't know if we've ruined the rest of our travel by starting in the best place, but Colombia is insane. So we're going to give you all our tips that we've learned along the way, which hopefully you can take if you travel to Colombia. So we just want to say we've got 17 tips. We were going to go for 15 tips, but then there are a couple more.
We just keep on doing it.
So some of them are small tips, pretty obvious. Yeah. Some of them are bigger, unknown tips that you probably wouldn't think about if you're going to travel to Colombia.
So tip number 17, zip up pockets.
Yeah, so this is one, it's a small tip, but it's a very good tip. Travelling around, I've had so many different shorts and trousers that I could use, but I constantly wore my shorts with zip up pockets. You don't understand how much better you feel with shorts or trousers with zip up pockets. You feel so much safer because you hear about all these pickpockets and this and that, and just with the simple fact of having a zip up pocket, you'll feel so much better.
Sadly, Dan only had one pair of zip up pockets, and actually none of my trousers had them or shorts. Actually, none of my leggings had pockets at all, so zip up pockets definitely, or any kind of pocket, that's definitely a must, just to make you feel more comfortable. We haven't had a bad experience ourselves, but in Medellin, we were walking with our friends and someone was literally, the guy actually was trying to sell him crisps by holding them with his left hand, and with his right hand slide his hand to our friend's pocket.
Yeah, luckily you didn't get anything.
Yeah, but it just shows you how zip-up pockets are important.
Exactly, and you just feel so much more comfortable wearing zip-up pockets. So if you can get them trousers, shorts with zip-up pockets, 100% go for it.
Tip number 16, don't plan in too far in advance.
Yes, so
Colombia is so easygoing. Yeah?
So easygoing, honestly, because we thought before we started travelling we might have to book, 2 weeks in advance to get what we want. But honestly, we ended up booking a day or two in advance, that's it.
Or on the day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can rock up, let's just say, the Lost City hike. Mm-hmm. You think, such a big attraction, 4 or 5 days, you have to book it well in advance. We booked it a day in advance.
Yeah, that's it. But overall, everywhere, just rock up, book a bus, book a plane, book a tour, not a problem. Colombians are so relaxed, literally so chilled.
And it makes your travel experience so much better, because if you do love a place,
you can stay longer. If
you book far in advance, you think, oh God, I have to move on from here because I've booked this place. So don't book far in advance. You don't have to. So that was tip number 16. So tip number 15 is something we realised as we were travelling and after we did something that probably wasn't the best. Don't talk about the drug cartels, Pablo Escobar, because the Colombians don't like that at all.
And I imagine it's all because they went through such a hard time.
We did a Pablo Escobar tour, which you might have seen, and since we did that, we've had a few messages and a few locals saying they hate it. They hate all the tourism around Pablo Escobar. They don't want it advertised. They hate any tourists coming.
They want to forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. So when we say we did the Pablo Escobar tour, they're not that happy about it, and we spoke to other people who said, even if you joke about Colombians, having cocaine, they will not be happy and stuff like that.
And which we learn on the go.
We learn on the way.
if we would have known that before, we wouldn't have mentioned that we've done the tour to the Colombians who we met on the way.
Yeah, maybe not even done the tour, to be honest. But
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, moving on to tip number 14. It's a small one, but for
Always,
us it's an important one.
yeah, always ask without sugar.
Yeah, sin
Colombia.
azúcar. You have to learn that. Sin azúcar.
Everything is with sugar.
Everything. Like,
Oh my
the
god.
bread, so much sugar. The bread is so sweet.
We actually checked how much. Well, actually, first time we bought some bread, we were making cheese toast, and when we after we made the cheese toast, when we started eating them, we realized that bread is sticking to our teeth, which we thought like, hang on a minute, that's a little bit strange. So we thought, surely maybe it's sugar. So we checked the ingredients for the bread, and the bread had 6 grams of sugar. So the next time round, we went to buy bread. All the bread had sugar.
Yeah, some had like 9 gram out of 100 gram was sugar. But it's not just bread, it's everything. It's sweet, like the coffee.
Juices, coffees. Oh my god, yeah, coffee. Oh, I can't.
Even Cashew would ask, sin azúcar, and it would still be sweet. Yeah. So you got to be careful. They love their sugar in Colombia. So,
Definitely.
yeah. So you have to
Sweet
say
sugar.
sin azúcar for bread, coffee, other bits as well. It will be sweet.
Always check, because actually we love our desserts, we love our sweet stuff, but on the end, actually halfway through Colombia, we had enough. We didn't want anything sweet anymore.
Yeah.
We just were like fed up with
Yes,
sugar.
so much sugar.
Yeah, I'm sure our teeth are rotten now.
So that was a little one. That was a little one. That was tip number 14. So
tip number 13. It's a bit of a bigger one.
So, we spent 2 months there, and there's still so much more we wanted to see. So Colombia is a massive country. So what we're saying is, don't overdo it. Don't try and do 1 day here, 2 day here, 1 day here, 2 day here, because you'll kill yourself. You'll knock yourself out.
And we did try that, and on the end, actually, we are in Peru now, and literally we just resting constantly because we so overdid in Colombia, and we still haven't done everything.
Yeah.
So if you want to do so much, just make sure you've got more time. Otherwise, you just get yourself ill.
Yeah. So take your time through Colombia. Spend a few days here, 3-4 days there. It is a big country. Find the places you really want to see and go to them, because, as I say, it's such a big country, so much to see. And we did 2 months, and there's still not enough time. So
do as much time as you've got, and then go back. Go back to it.
Go back if you miss stuff.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. You just get yourself tired, ill, and then you get stressed, annoyed, irritated. Not worth it.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to tip number 12. And this is to do with the buses in Colombia. Now, the buses in Colombia...
They're crazy.
They're crazy.
They literally, you get on the bus, you think like, oh yeah, you'll be going straight. But the bus goes right,
honestly,
left. And I'm not joking. I struggled. I actually, when I was little, I struggled with motion sickness. And then I grew out from it. But it definitely came back in Colombia.
I never had... not any time since I was a kid, had motion sickness until
Colombia.
Until these buses on Colombia. Oh my god.
Some
they're
of
so
them
bouncy,
Richie.
so turning.
You just jump. But that's what the buses were
That's
like.
what the buses are like.
Right, left,
honestly. So
jump.
we had to take motion sickness tablets before a lot of our bus rides, because they're so bumpy, so twisty, so turny. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I live on them, yes.
Yeah, so
be
prepared for that.
Some more.
Yeah, be prepared for bumpy, twisty bus rides. We've been in Peru a couple of weeks now, and we've been on many bus rides, and they're all smooth as anything. And the ones in Colombia, oh my god.
And
honestly, be
another
prepared.
thing about Colombian buses, so there is 2 types. There is the really cheap budget buses, local ones, which is boiling hot, no air conditioning, just windows open, and
they're more the short bus rides.
Yeah, sort of like short ones as a 4 hours.
4 hours short. Yeah.
And the long ones, like 6-8 hours or longer, which are freezing cold.
So cold. So you got to be prepared that the aircon is going to be ramped up on these buses. So you got to take trousers, long sleeves. Otherwise, you won't be able to sleep. You'll be freezing cold.
And it just makes you, if you're so cold and tired, it just makes you so uncomfortable. So I recommend, we were going on the buses if we were in a hot city in shorts and t-shirt, but always we had a low packed backpack with a long pair of trousers,
Yeah.
hoodie, and I carry a shirt as well just to cover myself with. So make sure you do have some warm stuff. So number 11 is bags of water. So in Colombia, actually, a lot of places sells bags of water instead of plastic bottles. So we definitely would recommend that, because the first thing is obviously cheaper. Second thing is so much more environment friendly.
Yeah.
So if you just have your one bottle or 2 bottles and just keep buying bags of water.
Yeah, exactly. And just keep filling your water bottle up, your existing water bottle with these bags. I say they're so cheap, big bags of water. You're going to constantly need water.
3,500, I think.
Yeah, so it's less than a pound
for 5 litres.
I mean, 60p, 70p something for a massive bag of water, and you're going to constantly be wanting water. So, especially if you're staying somewhere for 3 days, 2-3 days, just buy a bag of water and top your existing water bottle up with a bag of water. It's the best way to do it.
Or even if you plan to travel for much longer, like we are a year, 1-2 years, I do regret that we didn't buy like the water filters and the water bottles with us.
Yeah.
Because I think on the long run it would have cost us the same what buying water here. But we would save so much environment.
So those fancy water filter bottles.
So they are expensive, but actually it probably works out the same.
Yeah.
Because we do drink a lot of water.
We drink so much water in Colombia, and where we are now, we drink so much water, and you will drink so much water. So buying the big bags of water is a big money saver and best thing to do. Tip number 10.
Don't overpack. Oh my god, that's a massive one.
Yeah.
We obviously overpacked. The original plan was to take the minimum, take few tops, 1 trousers and this and that. But when it came to it, we overpacked.
We massively overpacked. We got 2 massive backpacks completely full and 2 little ones which were on the front. So we're carrying a lot, and 25% of it, maybe more, we didn't use. We didn't bother with it.
We brought 4 power banks. We only used 1. Why did we bring 4?
I don't know.
Not sure. I think, what do we think, that there's no electricity in South America? Not sure about this. Colombia, hot country most of the time. I've got 3 pairs of leggings and 1 jeans. Then I've got 3 pairs of trousers. To be honest, you need max 2.
Yeah, we hardly ever wore warm clothes apart from the buses. And occasionally now and again when it was a little bit cold down south or in Bogota.
So you could get away with only 1 pair.
Yeah.
So
we
don't need...
packed way too much, and if you check our packing video, we'll just tell you all about what we packed and the mistakes we made while packing.
So number 9. So we recommend stay in family hostels.
Family hostels. We love family hostels.
You meet the actual family and you just get the feel of the local people, local life. You see what they are all about, what they eat, how they party. It's just such a nice, good feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus it's cheaper.
And it's very cheap, family hostels. So unless you're a party backpacker, who wants to go from city to city, drinking, I'd say stay in a family hostel. Stay with local people who you can talk to about, how they live, everyday life. Basically get to know the Colombians. And
you don't have to know Spanish to get to know them. When we were in San Gil, we stayed in this lovely family hostel with Floor, and we asked her 1 question on her Google Translator, and she just got us to sit down in her living room, started to talk with us on her Google Translator. We were on our Google Translator. Then she started cooking for us.
Yeah. it's
you get such
so much nicer. Honestly, we
different
love it.
feel to the country.
Yeah, it's so much more relaxed in a family hostel. I
Same in Barichara. We stayed in Barichara in a family hostel.
Family hostel.
Halfway through our day, they were like, "Oh, our friends are doing a pedicure. Do you want to come have it done?" And we came in. We sat with everyone in the kitchen. We joined in. It was just
Well, Kasia had a pedicure. We were talking with like the family, the hosts about everything, and it was just amazing.
And it doesn't matter. You don't know any Spanish. They don't know any English. Google Translator. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you say, if you're not really up for partying all the time, family hostels, they are cheap. You usually get a private room. It's so nice. You're so looked after. It's the best way to go around.
Yeah.
We loved it.
And usually they're the cleanest.
Yeah, exactly. They are the cleanest. The bathrooms, the showers, the bedrooms. That you're so well looked after. So let's move on to number 8. In Colombia, they like to take their time.
Yeah, they're so chilled that everything takes longer.
It's so relaxed and chilled. There's no rush, stress, or panic. Like, if you're going on a 4-hour bus journey, you can expect it to take 5.5 hours.
Or 6.
Or 6, you know, because they'll pick up locals on the way. They'll stop and have like in one case, they had a 3-course dinner the driver did halfway through the drive.
If you're waiting in a queue in a shop, surely there's gonna take. If there's 2 people in front of you, it might take half an hour or longer. We still not sure what those people were doing so long.
No,
but
it's crazy.
Take so
like
long.
if you go to Exeter, which is the main shop which we love in Colombia,
bit like we call a British Mark and Spencer.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think it's quite cheap.
No, I think it's like
I think it's more of a Tesco.
Okay, let's call it even in Sainsbury.
So, you'll queue for a while, and this is, as we say, we don't know why it was taking the queue so long, what taking these people so long. Because when we get to the till, we're like scan, pay, gone.
Yeah.
But everyone else is there for ages. We don't know. But this is the same with everything: queues, bus journeys, everything.
Ticket offices.
It's gonna take a lot longer. So if you're preparing something, like if you've got a bus journey and you've got something waiting for you at the end,
make sure
you've got a couple of extra hours that you've got prepared, because it will take longer.
Definitely, yes. Always longer.
Always longer.
And this is very important tip.
So,
Number 7.
Number 7.
It's another important one. So we figured out, actually, make sure you use the local tour companies, not a TripAdvisor.
Not TripAdvisor. So we spoke about this on our
previous video
about saving money in Colombia or in travelling. You'll save money going with local tour companies, because a lot of times we check on TripAdvisor, check the price of the tour, then we go to a tour guide or a tour company in town. It'll be so much cheaper, and you can probably haggle, and so much better. So don't waste your time booking anything through TripAdvisor while you're traveling in Colombia, or via tour or anything. Ask a hostel.
Walk around, ask the local people and see what
tour
they
companies,
say.
you'll get it a lot cheaper.
They're all there to help you.
Exactly. So we're going to move on to tip number 6 now.
Tip number 6, very important. Try local food. So local food, so nice.
Yes.
The European food, sometimes it doesn't work out for them as well as you would eat those type of like burgers, pizza in Europe. Although not all the places, some of the places have a spot on.
Yep.
But the local food, they definitely know what they're doing, yeah?
Obviously, and it's delicious. It's cheaper, and you get quite a lot of food for what you pay for. So like we mentioned in our other video, the menu del dia, the menu of the day,
great.
Like £2 and you get so much food.
Juice, soup, main, great. You stuffed for a full day.
I've got to say, the street food and the bakeries are so nice in Colombia as well, and so cheap that you'll be stupid not to try them. The bakeries are so cheap, and the sweet stuff is delicious.
Yes.
Arequipe, oof. Yes. Love it.
Yeah, Arequipe actually, yes, that was really good in Colombia.
Definitely try local food. Delicious, you won't regret it.
So now, top 5.
Top 5.
Tip number 5 is...
We kind of touched on this before, is talk to locals about what to do.
So ask in a hostel, check the local trip, tourism offices.
Tourism office.
They will know better. They know what people come to that city for instead of checking online actually.
Yeah, exactly. So talk to all the locals, say hostels, anyone you meet, they'll try and help you. They'll know what's best to do rather than anything you've read online. So yeah, speak to the locals about what's best to do, where's the best place to eat, and they will always help you. Always.
Yes.
So that was a quick one, and the next one's kind of related.
Yeah.
So tip number 4.
Trust the locals. So another one.
Yeah, so trust the locals. We touched on it before. Again, with like the lady in the bus station, she was just trying to help us. We didn't kind of understand.
Walking into, as well, again on the bus station, walking into the station, people will ask you where you going, and let's say we say we're going to Cali, and they'll be like, this office, this.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be rude like we were at the first. We were like ignoring people because we felt like they dared to scam us, which is very stupid of us.
Yes.
We felt embarrassed afterwards. But actually they dared to help us. Everyone is so helpful, so kind.
Look.
People, did we get scammed in Colombia?
No, we never got scammed.
No, or maybe we got overcharged in San Gil for the street food.
That's it. We paid 5 instead of maybe 3. Just
yes.
something. That's probably the one time we think we got scammed.
Sort of, yes.
But honestly, the Colombians are the nicest, friendliest people, and we came to Colombia kind of half believing what people would say, you know, about Colombians and about Colombia in general, saying be careful. And once we got here, we realised that wasn't the case.
I probably say don't do it, but even we had a little accident, which we were on the bus station again, and then accidentally left his wallet on the bench, and we walked off, came back, the wallet was still there. So Colombia is not what people say is.
Yeah, so what we're saying is trust Colombians. Don't believe everything you hear back home about Colombia, because they are the friendliest people, honestly.
So kind. And we even got invited in San Agustin. We met one couple on our tour, and they invited us to dinner, which I thought like, okay, we'll pay for us and they pay for them.
They didn't want to let us pay.
Yeah, they were like, no, you're not paying. We did only unpaid because I thought like, we
you
can't.
Forced the issue.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
They said like, oh no, that's so rude of us paying. But I thought, no, I just can't let them pay because that's so bad.
In general, you get the same impression from everywhere you go. Friendliest, the kindest, so trustworthy. So that's tip number 4.
And we miss them so much.
We miss them. It's been 2 weeks and we missed them.
Yeah.
So
tip number 3. Yeah, one of the most important. Local apps.
Or just have the right apps to travel Colombia. So
one of the most usable by us was Redbus.
Redbus is a brilliant app. You know, Medellin, Bogota, upwards. It was really good. Down south, it wasn't so reliable, and well, not reliable. You couldn't find the buses you wanted. So
what Redbus is, literally you just booking buses through it, and it was great because we didn't have to go to the bus station. We could just book it online. The price it was showing you different companies, different prices. Of course, it doesn't have all the companies of buses. But for it was just our convenience.
Exactly.
That we
so
knew
if you're
booked.
booking a long bus ride or an overnight bus, Redbus, definitely you got to use Redbus. It's brilliant. And so the other apps you should definitely have Cabify and Uber work in the big cities.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Medellin.
Probably more Cabify than Uber. Other than that, the 3 hostel websites you need are obviously Booking.com, Hostel World, and Agoda. If you have those three, check across them.
Yeah. The most what we used was Booking.com or Agoda.
Okay, so other apps, Google Translate will be, if you don't speak that much Spanish like us, it's a lifesaver. Download it so it works offline.
And as well, Maps.me.
Maps.me. Google Maps. Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good to go.
Oh, and another one is X.
Your exchange rate app. Kasia loves this app. what's it called?
XE.
XE.
XE
app.
exchange app.
So you can see what you're paying
Yeah.
in your local currency very quickly.
Oh my god, I use it all the time. That's the app I use the most because I've got my spreadsheets, like you're gonna see in the previous
video.
So in the previous videos, if you watched it.
On money video.
So if we spent like 20,000 pesos, 50,000 pesos, I checked everything. I converted it to pounds and put it on my spreadsheet. So that was really helpful, like the best app ever.
Okay, so that's it. Make sure you got the apps that you need. They're the main ones we use to travel in Colombia.
And now number top 2, yeah?
Yes, so number 2.
Ooh.
So this is one you'll hear everyone say if you're traveling in Colombia, and it really is useful.
Learn basic Spanish.
Exactly, learn some basic Spanish.
And you will need it, definitely, yes.
Because not a lot of people will speak English.
Barely anyone. Yes.
So, you know, we've been using Duolingo for 2 months before we travelled, and we picked up a bit, not a lot at all.
The only thing from Duolingo, you learn how to say boy, girl, apple, banana, so it's not as useful. Suitcase, yeah. So not very useful. So I'll probably say best to use maybe some different, like on Spotify or YouTube, that sort of learning.
Use some
proper learning, but the most important, like we know, donde está el baño, so where is the toilet, where is the cuánto cuesta, how much is it?
Exactly, and you know,
¿qué hora es, what time is it, or like what time the bus is leaving, coming,
but
and
just
things like
just learn the basics.
Just few basics.
Because
it will help you. Yes.
It will help you.
The only issue with it is you ask them in Spanish and they just answer not yes, no, or right, left. They just yap.
They will talk a lot
so
in return,
confusing.
and you know the answer to your question, you'll just be lost again. But you know, if you pick up some words to begin with, you'll get there eventually. So now we've been
better, yeah.
2.5 months.
And
you know, when we ask and they reply, we can pick up some words, so we kind of know what they're saying back to us.
Yeah, I think I understand more and more now.
Exactly.
Yes.
So like Duolingo
yeah.
didn't really teach us numbers at all, and we've picked that up as
numbers,
we've gone along.
Yeah, try to learn numbers.
Learn the numbers. So
number
one, our main tip if you're going to travel Colombia.
Very important.
Very
most important. Always have some cash.
Always have cash.
Oh my god, we had that problem so many times.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you remember San Gil when we were changing a hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, make sure you always have a lot of cash hidden somewhere. Not just a little bit, but quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because each hostel,
most of them will only accept cash.
Yes.
Restaurants, a lot will only accept cash. Some supermarkets, they'll only take card over a certain amount.
Yes.
So cash really is the key to travel in Colombia.
And one hostel we had not enough cash, so Dan was like, I waited at the hostel, and Dan went like
searching around town for a cash machine.
An hour. And then we went to Minca when there was no cash machine whatsoever. I'm not sure if there were any in Palomino even.
No, I can't remember.
I don't
seen
think
one in Palomino.
So a few small cities, there's no cash machine, and then we had problems. Do you remember in San Agustin there was no cash in any of the cash machines?
Yeah, all the cash machines were empty.
So either there were cash machines,
yeah,
or
exactly.
empty.
Make sure you have cash.
Always, whenever you see cash machine, take out some cash. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, because you'll need it for the hostels, the restaurants, supermarkets, little shops.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need cash.
But whenever you can, pay by card.
If you see the opportunity, if any hostel takes a card payment, pay by card. If you're in a supermarket and you have reached the limit to pay by card, pay by card, because it'll save you a lot. So that is our main tip for traveling Colombia. Carry cash. Yes. So that is our top 17 tips to travel in Colombia.
I hope that was helpful. I think we would have enjoyed that video before we went as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because even with cash, first it took us a while to learn that. Each time we see a cash machine, just make sure we take out as much
Make
as
sure
we
we've got
can.
enough cash.
But before we were just like taking out a little bit at a time.
Yes. So if you found this useful, helpful, please like the video and subscribe.
Yes. Any question, just ask her down below, and we're happy to help you.
And we will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.